Hi guys! So today I was planning on talking about something that I kind of already made a video about. So I hope you guys aren't too bored because of that. Don't worry, I won't just repeat everything I said in the last video, because looking back at it now, I kind of stand by my views, even though I got a lot of hate for it. I made that video when I was 16 and I'm now 21, and a lot can happen in that time span. And in my case, what did happen was that I stumbled upon a bunch of activist accounts on Instagram. Some of them were disability-focused activists or ableism activists. So obviously, as time goes on, you come across different topics that kind of apply to autism. And one of them is the subject of language, more specifically, person-first language versus identity-first language. This is something that obviously doesn't apply to every disability, but it does apply to autism. And because I've been able to do some more research on language and now have more accurate terms, I decided it might be a good idea to remake this video. First of all, because my views can change in nearly 5 years. And second of all, because I feel like this is probably a more accurate way to phrase things. Now, back when I first made this video, it looked something like this.
Hi, this is me from the future. I'm sitting down editing this and I just realized that my videos weren't identical. So in the German version of that video, I actually put down the 3 options, and they were basically like having autism or suffering from autism, autistic as like an adjective, and then autistic as like a noun. But I just looked through that cringe, and apparently I didn't do that in the English one, so yay.
And instead of focusing on this difference between someone with autism and someone who has autism or who's suffering from autism or whatever, those are basically all the same thing. Those are all person-first language. And to be fair, a lot of people do like person-first language, and a lot of people do prefer person-first language. That's perfectly valid. I, however, hate it. And now obviously if someone were to walk up to me and say that and be like, hey, I actually kind of prefer person-first language, then obviously I'm gonna use person-first language to you. I just feel like person-first language is not really something that is necessary. And I'm gonna go into why. Now, in a lot of professional environments, person-first language is taught on the basis that we shouldn't think of people as their disorder, disability, illness, whatever. We should think of them as people first, and whatever they're dealing with second. Which seems like a good approach to me, in theory. However, here's my issue with person-first language. I am a non-binary person. I am also pretty gay. I am also a singer. I am also a YouTuber. And I can say all of these things without having to explain that I'm still a person. If I say, oh yeah, I'm a singer, I don't have to say I'm a person who sings. If I say I'm a YouTuber, I don't have to say I'm a person who makes YouTube videos. If I say I'm non-binary, I don't have to say I'm a person who's non-binary. If I say I'm gay, I don't have to say I am a person who is gay. Because the fact that I'm a person is obvious. If you see me or hear me or whatever, you know that I'm a person and I do stuff and I am stuff and I'm still a person. So why is it that I have to explain that I'm still a person as soon as what I'm talking about is not what I do or my gender identity or my sexuality, but a disorder? I'm gonna let you think about that for a minute. It's because we as a society don't treat disabled people like people. People are trained to basically not consider people with disabilities as people on their own. We treat them as their disability. We deny them basic human rights. We treat them like children. We infantilize them. We tell them that we know what's best for them, despite the fact that they have lived with their disabilities for however long they've been alive most of the time. And because of that, we feel that in order to even think of them as a person, we have to tell people that those disabled people are in fact also people. And it is so important for us. And it's so necessary for us that it's not enough to say a disabled person. We have to put the person first in order for people to understand, oh yeah, they're a person. Wow, wouldn't have thought of it that way. Like, wow, when you said that they were a disabled person, I just heard disability and I was like, yeah, fuck them. They don't deserve rights. They don't live. They don't need anything really. They're just a prop, right? Like, they're what I bring to an audition to get some sympathy points, right? Like, they're not a person. But then when you said a person with disability, wow, then I really realized, oh my god, yeah, they are a person, aren't they? Wow, what groundbreaking news. And to me personally, the fact that people seem to think we need person first language is a sign of ableism itself. Because it shows that if I don't tell you I'm a person, you won't think of me as such. And that is why I won't tell you. Because I deserve respect, regardless of whether I tell you or not. I deserve to be treated as a person even if I don't tell you. Because if you assume I'm not a person just because you know about a disability I have, then fuck you. And obviously I've talked to other disabled people online. Not necessarily autistic people, but disabled people. And I've had conversations about it. You know, one disabled person to another. Some people see things differently. I obviously have a very aggressive approach to this. Because I'm done with everyone's shit. Some people see it as like, yeah, I don't want my identity, I don't want my disability to define me, but I personally don't think that that's something we do through language. That's something we do through our behavior. That's something that people do to us. And if someone will center my entire identity around the fact that I am autistic, they're not gonna change that just because I say I'm a person with autism. And honestly, I get the approach that, yeah, I'm not ashamed of my disability, I just don't want it to define me in the way that things that I chose to do define me. As I said, a singer, a YouTuber, those are things that I chose to do with my life. I chose to sing, I chose to sit down in front of a camera right now to talk to you guys. I chose that I'm gonna edit that and upload it. I didn't choose to be autistic. I also didn't choose to be gay or non-binary. And those things don't define me. They're just things that I am. And I usually don't have to remind people that I'm a person because of them. And I usually don't have to remind people that I'm other things in order for them to treat me that way. So frankly, why do I have to do that when I talk about my autism? Why do I have to remind people that my autism isn't everything there is to know about me? Why do I have to remind people that I'm still a person even though I'm autistic? It doesn't make sense to me, and I refuse to cater to people that forget I'm a human being. And obviously I don't freak out as soon as I see someone or hear someone address me as a person with autism. Because again, it's taught in an academic context. It's what people are taught to do in a professional context. People who work with disabled people are usually taught to refer to them as people with disabilities. And if they do that in their professional environment, that's cool. If you were told to refer to disabled people as people with disabilities, and because of that, you do that because you think that's the most respectful way to refer to disabled people, then that's fine. I'll probably still tell you, like, hey, I actually prefer identity first language. And if you then choose to argue with me or to be like, yeah, that's cool, but I'm still gonna use person first, then you're trash. Long story short, this is just my opinion on the whole debate of person first versus identity first. In the end, I feel like everyone should be referred to in the way they find most respectful, they like the best, because it's a very individual thing, and I understand people who want to be referred to using person first language. I don't. I hate it. And yeah, I'm really curious what you guys think about this whole subject. What are your thoughts? Tell me down in the comments. So far I've been really excited to see so many comments on my videos. Some of you I recognized from before this little break that I had. Some of you might be new, and I'm really happy to see that you guys are actually interacting with me again and talking to me, and I hope we can continue this discussion in the comments. And if not, I'll see you, no, you'll see me next week. Bye!